I think we're ready. Are you guys ready? Heck yeah, we're Max and the Fellow Travelers. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Are we ready, fellow travelers? Evan, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Yes, I'd like to see you before you go. Yes, I'd like to see your face, see if you really know if what you're heading towards is still an open door after you go. I'd rest my case 1,000 times, give it no second thought. I'd crystallize my butterflies and save them from the storm. But it's the storm, my dear, that made you feel so near. So I behold. So I behold the truth staring at you. From across the garden we used to grow. From afar you look peacefully weird, but you know I thought you looks better in red. In the eye, even before the last time you turn, see if it still shines. Sounds like it did when we shared all our misery and wasted each other's time. So behold the truth, grasping at your neck. Up across the bridge that is frosted and cracked.
Hi, I'm Max. I play guitar, I sing, and I write a lot of the songs in Max and the Fellow Travelers.
Nice.
What do you do?
I'm glad you asked. Isabel, I play violin in the band, and I do also sing a bit as well.
I'm Evan. I'm the hype man first and foremost, and I play pedal steel guitar, keys, and banjo.
You all know this question was coming, but run us through the origin story of Max and the Fellow Travelers.
Yes, long time ago, about a year and a half ago. Well, actually, taking it a step further back, I play in another band called Diet Light, and we all write songs for that band, and I was writing all these country songs and kind of folky songs that didn't really fit with the Diet Light vibe. So I enlisted Isabel here, and then my brother Alex, who sadly could not make it today. I meant to like print out pictures of everyone that couldn't make it. I was gonna have like Max and Miller and Alex, and we were gonna introduce them as well. But and we started as just like a string band. Like I was playing acoustic guitar, Isabel plays fiddle or violin. I say fiddle, she says violin. And then Alex was playing bass, and really simple. And then after a while, we added Evan in the fold. We know Evan from Grain Elevator, a Downpour alum as well. And doing, everything, playing steel, playing banjo, playing keys. And then we added Miller, who also could not make it today. He's recovering from sickness, so send your well wishes to Miller. We've just been gigging ever since. We put out an EP in October. We've been playing around a bunch, and it's kind of funny. It was supposed to be the string band, like stripped back, like folk band, and we've very much evolved into like a kind of alt country rock outfit. So, yeah.
Don't you do as it'll do, waiting for a spoon of the moon. What's the crown got to do with white lady shirts strung up in alabaster plates? Can mama say we can't use the trust for blues? Stumble right on cue. But you're sure it's not the end of the world. Keep on haunting the corner, something more. Said, hop off this cloud. Can't you see that mellow ames? He's bringing everything down, and before answers ain't what you need now. Or anyone that horses run. We tried up with a lunatic son, and this dusty track's all that we got left. Motion, mixing up emotion, solid poetry, hanging in the office, enameled and laminated copies of the big idea. Everyone gets it in the end, a little bit. But you're sure it's not the end of the world. Keep on bumping the borderline of a breakdown. How we doing, y'all? Thanks for coming out. Thanks for dancing. We're Max and the Fellow Travelers. I'm Max. These are the Fellow Travelers. We're absolutely stoked to be here. Thank you, Down on Downer, for having us. Thank you, National Aquarium, for that awesome open mic right before. This is a very cool evening. Thank you for being a part of it.
When you released that EP, what is something that surprised, and any of you, what's something that surprised you about like the reception to it?
I mean, people seem to really like resonate with it, and like the people that have listened to it have like you know, they tell me like what their favorite song is, you know, and it's I don't know. It was just like we have so many other songs too that we have yet to record. This is like a 4-song sampler kind of that we just had to get out.
Well, it was a really good mix of some very old stuff and very new stuff. So like Dog Sittin', that one's been around that we've been playing that since we were a trio.
That was like the first song that like everyone in the band learned.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like,
and then we progressed to the point where Train, the final song on the EP, was pretty new, actually, at the time. It was pretty fresh for all of us, and it was exciting. So I think it was cool to hear how all 4 of those songs worked together, because for me, and from my perspective, they're like totally different eras.
There seemed to be a good reception, and it was a cool thing because it was my pretty much first opportunity to record on something that was going to be then released, and to hear it in public was really cool, and to like have people come up to us and me and say things about it was like amazing. I was very nervous and I had self-doubt at the beginning of it, but I'm very satisfied with the reception, how everything's turned
both of you
out.
guys.
Yeah, that's a
that
good
was,
point,
you
yeah.
know, both of your guys' first time recording.
This is a song about getting drunk at Why Not 2 when you do your laundry next door. You know how the East Side Coin's right there? And then having a little bit of a panic attack and a crisis about how you find yourself in that situation, and a lot of other things. But it's called Washing. It goes like this. Well, I traded everything I had. All that's left is slipping through my hands. All I like is for a rock upon which I can stand. Well, my baby said that it's okay to come away with nothing in a day. Just as long as you don't stay that way. I say what's true, you know it's all you can do. I'd move to the groove, I could just step with you. It's my time, you know, I hope I find what's mine and shed off all the rest. Well, that boy shot himself in the foot when he told me what it took. Just wanted to say it'd be okay, but you know I just couldn't this time. You know I said it's silly making yourself frown. Yeah, the one's keeping yourself down. And I just can't make it all go away for you. Say what's true, it's all you can do. I'd be a papa for you if you ask me to. When it's my time, you know I hope I find what's mine and shed off all the rest. Between loads at the Why Not 2, all the sadness of the other room. You know you belong to me just as much as I belong to you. Well, a wise man to me once said, you can't know a river with fists clenched. Well, that might be true, but I still need something to hold on to. my time. You know, I hope I find what's mine and shed off all the rest.
I could dance around this, but I'm just gonna say like Bob Dylan's like a really big influence, like, and that was like, but that was like such a big like reason to like form this kind of band is like, I don't know, just like the vibe like the Basement Tapes and like the Rolling Thunder too, where that was like this kind of like more like elemental kind of folky music, and then like I don't know, just like Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and like that's kind of the two of I think the band sonically and just like songwriting wise that really tried to tap into with this band. But it's cool like the other influences that have seeped in from like kind of more like just like my rock and roll like and like kind of like alt country and like I don't know, like Wilco's a big touchstone for us, MJ Lenderman, just all that cool alt country stuff that's happening now. And like in Wisconsin even like Dusk and like Ladybird, like like just awesome bands that are like right here like in the scene with us. Max Simiano obviously, who also could not be here.
I know Max Neiman, before it was Max Neiman and the Fellow Travelers, was a solo act for a little while. I know there were some shows floating around there. How was the transition of that to Max in a band, and how was that, like, would something like Rolling Thunder's like huge conceptualness play into that? How are those elements things you want to kind of work into the band?
Yeah, no, it's like it just gets like it's so nice in like Travelers. I feel like when I'm playing by myself or even when I'm playing in Diet Light, like there's not a whole lot going on musically, so I need to be like, you know, just propelling that, I guess. Whereas like once you have like 5, 6, 7 people in a band, you can kind of breathe a little bit, take a step back, and like, I don't know, play with what's going on a little bit more. And I don't know, yeah, that's something still like we have to like tap into too, but just like, I don't know, it just opens up so many more opportunity for like that kind of, the theatrics of it, you know? But yeah.
On the mountainside, holding on. Ought to be rolling on. High on the mountainside, hold me close, oh my love. On the mountainside, holding on. Too late to admit that I done you wrong. Oh, what's more is there to do? Oh, but to go on misleading you. On the mountainside, I came down too fast. You know, I just wanted to make that moment last. My heart dropped when I felt that sky rattle that breach 10 miles wide. On the mountainside, rock me home. On the mountainside, holding on. On the mountainside, take your time. We come down, leave some behind. rubbish and trash that others have left. In this land, you know, you take your stand. You make no stand and you take what you can and take the hour when it's given to you. You should have known there were others too. Now it's just you and I till the end of time, wandering alone on the mountainside. On the mountainside, done you wrong. On the mountainside, far from home. On the mountainside, brother, where are you? You know I'm coming, I'll be back soon. On the mountainside, on the mountainside, on the mountainside, when we come down. On the mountainside, holding on. Ought to be rolling on. High on the mountainside, hold me close, oh my love. Thank you very much. That's an unreleased song called On the Mountainside. It's about when me and Isabel actually got lost on a mountain. Thought we were gonna die for about 20 minutes, but then we found the trail.
I have a strong background in choral music. I used to sing a lot prior to being in this band, and I think it's been really, really cool to bring folk music and folk songs that existed in that world and see how that plays out with our sort of country folk influence there. I mean, I'm thinking like Poor Wayfaring Stranger, A Soak and Farewell, a lot of those classics. I think it's been really inspiring, not only as a vocalist, but playing violin, being able to take those parts and say, how can I make this song more melodic instead of just doing something in the background or doing a little riff here? How can we change the sound? And I think that's been kind of unique to us as a band. Just not just looking at it as fiddle, like you said earlier. You call it fiddle, I call it violin, but I think it's just because there's so much more to it than playing chords.
With that kind of like the tradition of choral music and the tradition of folk music, and you get into these very old traditional styles, and you look at how to apply that to new songs that you're writing and are existing for the first time this year. How do you think you kind of strike that balance? How do you look to older music to make newer music?
It's hard. I mean, I think I look at it as connecting with the feelings and emotions and that whatever that time period is. Like, I think especially, I referenced it earlier, but Poor Wayfaring Stranger was a song that I sang many years ago, and then I would sing it throughout the years, and that was one of our songs we actually almost even covered as a band once upon a time. And I thought, like, wow, that's just so cool, and I want to take those emotions that I felt back in the day, and I want to say, okay, how am I doing that justice? How, you know, listen to different renditions of the song. I mean, it's a folk song, right? So many people have covered it, made their own version of it, really made it their own. So it's really taking those influences and paying homage to that, I guess, and just maybe adding our own flair.
Something that was like, I feel like just so liberating for me as a songwriter, kind of, and like the Fellow Travelers becoming a band and like the music that we're making kind of paralleling just that development for me is like, yeah, relying on those old traditions and like blues format and like not being afraid to like, you know, just I kind of wear your influences on your sleeve and like also just like not feel like you have to reinvent the wheel or invent something new. Whereas like, I don't know, coming from like an indie rock background, and obviously it's all connected and it's all like derivative to some extent, but the more just like your own unique character and like trying to, you know, put forward something like entirely new, whereas like looking more in like the folk tradition, I guess. I don't know, it's like being part of a tradition, you know?
Well,
like trying to keep the format alive.
When you think of folk music, you think of the people. Like what keeps folk traditions alive? It's the people. And so going back to what I said before, it really is just in my mind and like feeling in my body, like these songs have been sung before. These songs have been performed before. I am one of those people. I could be there with them right now. But I'm not. I live hundreds of years later or whatever. But I think there's just so much to be said about feeling and emotion and connecting with the people around us. Like we're making folk music of our own, right?
Yeah. No different than they did.
Exactly.
Continuation.
And so,
And
exactly.
that's what's amazing about it. It's like 100 years later, and we're trying to carry the same torch. It's a cool experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a new one. This is a rocker. You guys have been doing a great job of dancing, so this is a good one for it. Well, I'm standing at the station on the heels of a vacation. Tell me a little bit about just what it is I'm looking for. It wasn't there. You know, it sure ain't here. Might be near, but I just don't know. I don't know. Just keep back and returning. Well, I'm standing at the station. Maybe it's just my imagination, but my brothers ain't acting like brothers no more. How much longer we gonna keep this up? How much fun till I get to see that pup? I don't know. You know, I just don't know. I'm a long way from home. Will I ever get there? I just don't know. I'm a long way from home. Will I ever get there? I just don't know. On the bass guitar over here, we got my little brother Alex Neiman. On guitar right behind me, Mr. Maximiano Gennaro. Keeping the beat, Miller Matthews. on pedal steel and everything else, Squirt. And the lovely Isabel Schmink on violin. Well, I'm standing at the station. Well, I'm standing at the station on the heels of desolation. But I know you've heard that one before. Anyway, a fault that all lands the same. How much longer till this record gets made? I don't know. You know, I just don't know. I don't know. But it's creeping back coming time. Long way from home. Will I ever get there? I just don't know. I'm a long way from home. Will I ever get there? I just don't know.
How do you feel like that sort of, again, like the sort of older tradition, you're doing kind of what is essentially an older style of music. How do you feel that your, and this is like to anybody, your songwriting or performing process comes together to make that sort of world come to life? Is it sort of an emulation that you're looking for, or is it more so you do whatever you want to do, and if it like draws from these influences, it'll replicate them? In that
Oh
sort of
gosh, I think it's both. I think
Yeah.
sometimes it really is. We're looking for this one specific sound. What are some songs that would have influences we can draw from, and we'll actually do that first and say, okay, well, I want my fiddle part over here to sound like this thing from this song. Not going to be identical, but I want it to have a similar structure to it. And I think there's a lot of that happens, at least for me, because I just think it's fun and interesting. But there's also a lot of just, here's what we already have. What can we add to it?
Yeah, like I mean, there's a lot of times where, like, I think, like, original ideas or, like, songs will come out of, like, I'll just throw some random song that I learned, you know, the night before at you guys to open up a practice. We'll jam it, come up with this own unique arrangement. And it's like, okay, well, like, and just being, like, pretty openly, like, okay, we're going to use, like, take this old song or this old format and, like, we're going to repurpose it to our own voice and our own, you know, desires and needs.
Which is exactly what the folk tradition has always been.
Exactly.
As far back as
exactly. But it's like, but then it's also like, and some of it is like literally on the way over here, I was like telling Isabel, I was listening to this like Western swing radio. And I was like, oh, there's this like song that had this really good like violin and pedal steel like play off and like this like blues song. And, like, we should like crib that for something, you know, like that very exactly like let's like I want to do that like and but then also like there was a like I don't know, like yeah, it's our own thing. Like we're not married to the I guess emulation of that old tradition. Like I play an electric guitar for most of the sets, whereas like when we started the band, I was playing acoustic guitar like strictly. And I don't know, we get noisy now, like we make it our own thing, but it's definitely...
But it varies too, right? Some of our songs, we're pretty noisy, but some of them, I mean, like Washing is peaceful and more melodic. I think it's really cool that we can have the freedom to do both of those things. We don't necessarily need to be going in a direction of any particular kind. It just is what it is. I mean, I have a playlist literally called Fellow Travelers Inspo. And it's just songs that I listen to on the radio or on Spotify, and I say, wow, this would be fun to try to do something like this. And either A, it results in us doing a cover, or B, it's taking influence from it. So.
I think that's coming to pass, yeah. I see that twinkle in your eyes, and it's looking like you're trying to start a fight. I said, fine, alright, I'll occupy the time to define what's right beside the lines. Let it go. Pick it up. Won't you please let me get along? Now you're walking down the street. You know, Debora, you should be standing here with me. Slipping a dozen truths into that one big lie sure don't make no difference when we're right on your time. I'm walking behind you, leaving the door open too. Your style's dime a dozen, but it's working for you. You're looking pretty smart and pretty mean. Debora, I crave your sympathy. Let it go. Whip it up. Won't you please let me get along?
resistant.
Well, unfortunately, I can carry off the conversation and into this. I kind of have to tap into a wide range of influences. Fortunately, with Fellow Travelers, Max's writing warrants a lot of different styles, which we kind of discussed in the variability of the songs. And with the six-person band, there's so much room to try different things and implement different dynamics. Getting to play 3 different instruments, I'm allowed to be a big part of that, which I really love doing. I've been I pull influences really technically for Fellow Travelers, more so from the playing rather than the styles or the style of the songwriting. But I've been coming from Warren Zevon a lot lately. A lot of the 90s alt country, specifically Jayhawks, I feel like I can pull from a lot going into Travelers. And I'll throw in Old Crow Medicine Show there too. People might think of them as a bluegrass band, but there's a wide variety and a lot of dynamics in their songs. And Travelers from the get-go, the songs Max was bringing to the table and the idea he was sharing with me, that's one of the first things I thought of was that band.
Thank y'all. Hey, how about a shout out to everyone who performed during the open mic, all the poets and all the performers. Very cool. All right, we're gonna play another song. This song's called Jim's Song. Anyone here know who Jim Sullivan is? Anyone ever heard of Jim Sullivan? If you don't, crazy life story. He was like a failed songwriter in the 70s that just like vanished in the New Mexico desert. Some people think he got abducted by aliens. The jury's still out though, but it goes like this. So where can I go? Heard of a place just past the road where they'll pick you up with magic tricks and put you on the right track home. That might mean walking in the cold. To leave means leaving the road. And the broken family you want so hard to hold. You up and up about that hungry, lonesome desert road. They will get by, but they'll also often stop and wonder why you left your beloved 12-string behind. And your sweetheart will look up when she feels so all alone. So where can I go? Got so much luck that never took hold. Now I'm just a rambling, looking for a bed that ain't too cold. Before I step off into the cold. Before I leave that lonesome desert road. Before I disappear into the unknown. Tell me where, oh where can I go but home?
When it comes to the fact that, like, a lot of you do music outside of Max and the Fellow Travelers and have other bands and groups and other ideas of what music is or should be or should sound like, is there anything, either from you or anyone, that was like in your head you heard it a certain way and like, or something you really wanted to be like that on the album and somebody else was adamantly against it? What would that have been? What could have been on the album, and what was maybe the reasoning?
Yeah, I feel like with the EP, I don't know, maybe it's different for you guys. Like, I feel like
Dog sitting.
what about dog sitting?
Dog sitting should have had dobro on it.
Yeah.
But we don't have a. I do not play dobro, unfortunately, so that's kind of on me. I take that upon myself. Yeah, we did. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, I guess the one thing I can say that's coming to mind, like, there's a new song we're working on that we played at Zao, standing at the station, and I remember I had like kind of a specific idea for like just kind of the rhythmic like idea and like how like the verses were gonna go, and then Miller, our drummer, kind of presented like a different kind of like beat for it, and it kind of like really changed up like the dynamics of the song, and I guess just from like I had it, you know, in my head, like that's how that's gonna go. So like it took me a sec to like adjust to it, but and maybe at an earlier point in the band or another time where I was feeling a little more what's the word, stubborn, I guess. Like I was like, nah, like we got to do it this way because, and, you know, come with some reason. But we did it like that way, and like now I've gotten used to it. It's like way better. It's like how it should be, and now that song is like exactly how it should be. But yeah, I think that's especially when you like get, and with any like band and creative endeavor, but you have like 5-6 people in the room working on a song. Like I don't know, you can't be too married to any like preconceived notion. Like you know, there's like a fine line, and that's the fun but tricky, frustrating part of creating with other people is how much do you stand up for your particular vision, and how much do you cede to, you know, the collaborative, just, you know, like that possibility, I guess. And it's usually better to do the latter, but it's hard to sometimes.
Out of bins, step it to the right once if you can, bring it all back down again. Why you get so far away? I pray for this. Step it to the right once if you can, and bring it on back down again. Why you get so far away? I pray for this. Step it to the right once if you can, and bring it on back down again. Why you get so far away? I pray for this. Thanks, y'all. Thank you very much. Thanks for sticking around. All right, we got a few more left for you. Let's go right to Forget the Flowers. Yeah, let's go right to Forget the Flowers. All right, we're going to play a cover now. Everything we've played up to now tonight has been original. But we're going to play a cover. This is a Wilco song. Anyone here like Wilco? Heck yeah, we love Wilco. This is Forget the Flowers. Goes like this. Try pink carnations, red roses, yellow daffodils. Don't forget the flowers someday, I know you will. Displays of affection and all good intentions, why don't you just send me the bill? Don't forget the flowers someday, I know you will. Lately you've been taking me way too seriously. Oh, you know I just can't explain why I don't feel your pain now. Oh, yeah. You behind, I know it's been a long time, but I'm not over you. Don't forget the flowers someday, you know I hope I do. Yes I do. Trying my patience, try pink carnations, red roses, yellow daffodils. Don't forget the flowers someday, know I will. Don't forget the flowers someday, I know I will.
future of Max and the Fellow Travelers you guys want to talk about right now?
Yeah, we got a tour coming up. We're doing our first like week-long tour just around the Midwest. Some dates up in North Wisconsin, going to Minnesota, going down to Chicago. We'll be here in Milwaukee. Yeah, we're hoping it's like our set is so much unrecorded music now, like most of it is. So I'm really looking forward to getting to a point where we can record. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, and then we're playing a bunch this summer. We're going down south to play a festival in like South Carolina, in like the mountains, like up there. Or like I guess there's mountains in South Carolina. It's like the tippy point of South Carolina. But yeah, trying to put some stuff together for that. And yeah, just have a busy, fun summer.
Well, what would it take for you guys to start looting?
To loot?
Yeah.
Like loot stores?
Sure.
A bad gig and enough beer. Maybe I'm not speaking for the full band there.
No, I think 2 bad gigs in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, if
And
like our tour goes horribly like halfway through.
Yeah, if we're on the way back and we're in the red, then you know, anything's fair game, I think.
I don't
I'd say
know
so.
if I'm much of a looter myself.
That's why we're asking what it would take.
But I think I could be plausible deniability, right?
I think we're too suave to just loot. I think we'd get things in slyer ways.
I think if
I think we could
nobody would
we
know
could be
about it.
we could I could mooch better than I could loot. And I think we could play
Okay.
some people.
Okay, I like it.
We'll see what happens.
Knock on doors. Yeah.
We might run out of food or gas or something like that.
All right, we got 2 more songs. Thanks again for sticking around, y'all. Thanks again for National Aquarium for the open mic before, everyone that performed. Down on Downer. Thank you, Zao, for having us in this beautiful room, their living room. We're literally playing in their living room. They're just letting us in here. It's pretty cool. This is a song that I released by myself about a year ago called Know Where You Am, and it's just me. The recording's just me playing it, but it's become a new song with this band. That's what I love about playing in this band with you people that I love, is that these songs keep growing and evolving. Here we go. All right. One, two, three, four. Love one another, recover and let it all slide. Glancing and chancing and romancing what you find. Feel like I'm losing my focus. Doc, can you tell me why? Losing my stature, my schedule is all out of time. Reap what you sow, but don't suffer no second guess. Report what you saw, but just know that it's all happenstance. I feel like I was a Martian and all he wanted was to go home. I had a derby racer and I rode it all down the road. Feels alright before you know it. You know it feels alright before, and it feels alright played her a song, and she said,
No, don't do it like that. Your paws to the wicked, and your knees eat for a million at that. So go have a drink and sit and think about what you've done.
I said, my God, that's all I've been doing, her. My mind is rotten, just watching all those images flash. And this world slipping into something like I Newton's cat. Yeah. And that door's a cover for some other lover that you'll only ever glance at it in passing, establishing know where you am. At it in passing, establishing know where you am. Feels alright before you know it.
Yeah, it feels alright before.
And it feels alright before you know it.
Yeah, it feels alright before.
Feels alright before you know it. You know, feels alright before. Feels alright before you know it. You know, feels alright before. Three brothers come from Ireland. Or was it Germany? Somewhere back in that old world, sometime in 1850. To the fat America, by sail ship they did sail. Yeah. And hit that aviation track of the weeks upon the sea. First one stopped in Tennessee and then a little Egypt, Illinois. Clear to Colorado, to the high country. Oh, what joy! You know, sometimes I wonder, I say, brothers upon wheels and chariots and streets. And I wonder if I'm the first of my kind to piss at 14,000 feet. Surely it couldn't have been me, but then again, no one really knows what anyone has seen. I don't think it was me, but then again, who's to say I'll speak for them? Let's go! the sea, either from Ireland or Germany. Venture far from the coast into these wasteland lands, laid by one another until he stood exactly as he stood. Was it the fat or juice or cream, or was it just for kicks? To follow Davy Crockett's tail and build their home with sticks. Sticks of oak and sticks of hide, hide from his home. Over yonder all the time, hey, the hell you'll never roam. And beyond. Lo and beyond. And beyond. Lo and beyond. And beyond. I'm sitting and I'm waiting for my man. Thanks, y'all. We're Max and the Fellow Travelers. Next show's February 27th at Cactus Club. We're on Instagram, Fellow Travelers Band. We got merch over there. Thank you all again for hanging out. You're all beautiful. Love you. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yeah, we're at the Fellow Travelers Band on Instagram. I'm at Ramblin' Max on Instagram. It's Max Niemann, Niemann on Spotify. I wish I had a different last name. I almost picked
mine?
a stage. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yeah. Squirt.
Yeah,
we
there
call
you
him
go.
Squirt, actually.
become my new pedal steel name. I've yet to put it on the front of the instrument, but it's going to happen soon. Hopefully Alex and his girlfriend Anya can help us out with that.
Like a big, like classic country-esque leather strap that says.
You know, that'd be cool
Yeah.
too. I feel like that'd be pricey if I just get it written on the front of the pedal steel. Like you always see them, they always got their names. I met a guy named Doc Brown down in Chicago had that. And
Well-
yeah, after I met him, I'm like, I need my own pedal steel.
The leather strip is what happens after we start looting.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
We got our budget plan put together now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sweet.